uh, this video. Oh, by the way, I have my Matt Breida jersey on. It's Matt Breida. I'm really on the Matt Breida train. I think he's really playing good. I'm really excited about him. But anyways, the video I want to talk about the game, and I want to talk about Reuben Foster being, released from the team. But first, we'll talk about the game. Um, it was kind of like what I expected because, uh, I said that we had some missing people. There were some injuries going into this game. There was the Reuben Foster thing, and I had a feeling. This was going to turn out this way. And by the way, normally when the 49ers come back from a bye, they usually lose. I mean, it seems to be kind of characteristic of this team. But yeah, it was a disappointing day yesterday. Uh, seeing the team lose those games, that was tough. That was really really tough. And you know, it was really tough to watch them lose that game because you know, like I say, you want to go through the season in a positive way. You want to win games because anytime you win a game, it's a good feeling. I mean, it doesn't make a difference what the circumstances are. You can be totally out of the playoff race, but getting a win always feels good. It really does, and it kind of hides the embarrassment of a really poor season. And the team just—I don't know. The team didn't play well. I mean, the defense didn't play well. I mean, there wasn't much pass rush in this game, and they were making Winston look like an All-Pro Hall of Famer out there. This defense, I mean, Robert Sala has got to go. He doesn't. I hear all kinds of things that it's the players, it's not the head coach, but really, even if you're not that talented on defense, you have to make adjustments in order for it all to fall into place, for it all to work out. And I haven't seen that from this group, from Robert Sala and his defensive coaches. Um, uh, but the game was what I expected. Like I said, there was the injuries. I think there were some guys that had to miss the game for a certain reason. I don't know the details on that. I understand that the whole Reuben Foster thing. But despite the the gloomy day yesterday, I was excited about this guy, Matt Breida. He played really well. I'm excited about him. He's doing very well. And I look at him as possibly back, our top running back, because he's playing really well right now. And I mean, just look at what he's doing. I know that McKinnon is going to be he's going to be the starter next year, but I would be shockingly surprised if Matt Breida, wasn't part of our team next year, because I really believe in this guy. I'm really excited about him. Now, let's go on to Reuben Foster. Reuben Foster got released by the team yesterday. And you know what? I 100% agree with it. I mean, I liked Reuben Foster. I mean, I had high hopes from him. I hoped that he had straightened out his, situation out. I have a jersey of his. I have, of his number, and I was really hoping that he was going to turn out to be another Patrick Willis or Venara Bowman. Um, I was really hoping that he would become that kind of player, and but he wasn't. And it's kind of a shame that this is how it. But this is what I'm wondering though. How did they gain so much? Usually, before a team makes a team or the league makes a decision, you have to gather up all the facts. I was surprised that they were able uh, gather all the facts up so quickly, and that this probably indeed was an actual occurrence. Um, but we have to get a guy in there. See, this is what bothers me. What bothers me about Reuben Foster, the kind of player he is. You know, guys in football that do this, they are doing it in a very selfish and ignorant way by their behaving this way. They don't care about what the team is trying to strive for. They don't care about the team in general. And they just care about the money and their personal situations. You know, I remember some years back. I think it was in 2010. I remember there was a game where Vernon Davis, they were playing the Seahawks. He got a first down, and he went up to a Seahawk corner or safety or whatever, and went like that to the face mask. Did a flick into his face mask, and then because of that, it was unsportsmanlike penalty, and the team got backed up, and that's when Mike Singletary, who was the coach at the time, started chewing out Vernon Davis, and benched him, and then after the game, Mike Singletary said, "I want winners. I want guys who want to win. It's not about that one guy. It's about the team." And that's what I see with Reuben Foster. I see him exactly like that. He doesn't. It's like he doesn't care what the team is trying to strive for. He's just being ignorant and selfish. He just cares about the money and his personal situations with this lady. I've heard all different kinds of things about it. That it's the same lady that he was with or had a problem with back last summer, or I heard some things that it's another ex-girlfriend that he once had. I don't know what the situation is, but his behavior is totally unacceptable, and he should be removed from the team, and that's what they did. Now, I know a lot of, and I said this in my last video, I know a lot of people are concerned about what this is going to do into the draft. Well, I got news for you. It's I think that it might, I think that what the team should do is go ahead and get that number one pass rusher, that edge rusher that they want in the first round. And I think that as far as the Reuben Foster position, I think that they should go into free agency and get somebody who can replace, a really good linebacker, and put them in that position to fill in that hole that Foster used to be in. And so yeah, the whole Reuben Foster thing is a ridiculous thing. It's. I had a feeling this was going to happen. John Lynch warned about it. He told Reuben Foster to do this again. You're out of here, and that's exactly what happened. Um, I just know. This season just is so bad. I mean, it's amazing because I remember after the team won those last 5 games last season, we were just totally excited. We were like, well, this team has something to build on. We have our future quarterback. We're winning 5 games. And, we're ending the season on a good note. And then we go into the season. At first, it started off with I think it started off first with the Reuben Foster problem. It started off with that. Then came the injuries like to Jimmy G and McKinnon and some other players. Then we had these long streaks of losing. Another situation with Reuben Foster once again. It's ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. I mean, what can we expect next? What bad thing can possibly happen next? I mean, I don't want to say what could probably happen next because I could probably jinx the team, and I don't want to do that. But I think I think Kyle and Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, they're going to have to really go into the offseason and really make some moves. I understand that we don't have that many draft picks. I've heard rumors we got like only 5 or 6 or something like that. Um, I think that's actually a blessing in disguise because what it will do, it will force this organization to dig into free agency, which is something that we've all said all along. The team needs. I mean, yes, you have to get players in the draft, good players that you can, but you have to dig into free agency too. So I think that by them not having a lot of picks could be a blessing in disguise because it's going to force their hand to bring in more free agents. You know, I'm tired of building through the draft. I'm tired of it. This is why we're having these seasons every year. Because, the reason why we're having these seasons every year is because we're just not, we got to bring free agents in. And those free agents help the team win. And then those guys that were just drafted, what the team is doing rubs off onto them. What the veterans do rubs onto them. So, I think just building through the draft is ridiculous. Sometimes it never works. Building through because you don't know what you're getting. I mean, a player could look really good in college, be it one of the top picks in the draft or whatever people are raving about, and then the guy turns out to be a total bust. I mean, look at Reuben Foster. We all thought, when he was drafted, we thought we were getting a player out of him. We thought we were getting, we thought that was a score right there. We got a really good player. We thought that. And what has Reuben Foster become? He's become a guy who has gotten into trouble. He's become a guy that gets hurt a lot and a guy that has not played well. That's what he's become. He did not become the player that we envisioned that he was going to be. And he's gone now. So, I hope Ruben moves on and figures his life out and figures the situation out and get back into football and try to, go on that right path. But I don't think we should have him on the team while he's trying to straighten his life out because it could be a never-ending problem. But I think the game today that we're losing to Tampa Bay. Um, Tampa Bay was another team with a losing record like us, and our team just made them look good out there. Nick Mullins did not look good. After that Raiders game 3 weeks ago, we were all excited about him. We thought he was going to be a really good player or do some really good things. Hold on a minute here. But yeah, I'll let that go. But anyways, we just have to move on now without Reuben Foster. But the game was really disappointing. We didn't want that to happen. And you always feel good when you win a game. It's always good for the team. It's good for the mindset. It saves the embarrassment of the situation. And it is embarrassing. It's like if you wear a 49er hat or something, and somebody says to you, "Oh, you're a 49er fan? What's their record this year?" And and what am I going to say? Oh, they're 2-9. They're 2-9. I mean, oh man, what a mess. But I think that I think that they really got to go into free agency and really make some moves. No more the average player. Oh, let's get this average guy. Let's get an average player out of the draft. Let's get a average free. This average this, average that. I'm sick of it, and I'm sick and tired of building through the draft. I want to win now. Okay, I was one of those people that said, okay, we're trying to build through the draft. I get it. I understand it. It's going to take time. But as bad as this season's been, and having 4 consecutive losing seasons, playoff-less seasons, it makes me feel like, you know what? Forget about this long rebuild. Let's win now. Let's go out. Let's get the free agents. Let's put everything in place and win. And go out and win. I want to win now. Screw the rebuild. The salary cap, we can worry about that later. Just get the players we need. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of every single season being like this. It doesn't have to be this way. This whole thing about rebuilding through the draft is ridiculous. And I kind of sometimes wonder, is Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, are they really making these decisions? Because this organization is still building through the draft. They've been building through the draft since Bulky was there. So you almost kind of think that maybe Shanahan and John Lynch are being micromanaged by somebody on top. I don't know. But yeah, today was a disappointing day. The game, Reuben Foster. I kind of had a feeling that we would lose against Tampa Bay because of all the circumstances that we were faced with. So we'll see. We've got the Seahawks. I'll do a video on that in the future. But the way the team's playing right now, they go up there in Seattle, they're going to get destroyed. The Seahawks they're ahead of us. They rebuilt their team in the offseason. Everybody thought this was going to be a rebuild year and growing pains for them, but it isn't. They are already good enough to be a playoff team. They just like that. And look at us. We're still going through this slow process. It's frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. I live up here in the Northwest, Oregon. And there's a lot of Seahawk fans up here, and a lot of them are all talking about this new Rams Seahawk rivalry and everything. And we were the ones thinking it was going to be a Rams 49er rivalry, but now they're saying it's looking more and more like a Seahawk Ram rivalry. God, man, this is ridiculous. They have got to make moves in the offseason. I'm sorry. None of this average stuff anymore. Let's get good players. Let's get them. I'm sick and tired of this team being very average, making average moves. If you want to win, you got to go out and you got to make the right things. You got to go out there and make the right things happen. That's what these people have to understand. This is what John Lynch has to understand. They have to understand that. They don't get it. But anyways, that's my video. I'll probably do another video maybe tomorrow or the day after. Maybe, talk about the Seahawk game coming up, which I believe is going to be a really rough day. The Seahawks are a lot better than Tampa Bay, and you saw what Tampa Bay did to us. So that's my video. Take care, everybody.